What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Leaderboard. I hope you guys are all having a great week, great month, great year so far, and all that. This is going to be our post-Major 1 kind of recap of some of the series that I wanted to highlight. There's going to be 3 episodes of the Leaderboard, kind of going pre-Major. We're going to be covering both of the OpTic series. We're going to be covering the Thieves versus Miami, Atlanta versus Toronto, and then I do want to do some highlights of Atlanta versus Toronto because there was a lot of moments in that series. I think if you guys go back and watch my tier list, obviously the only thing that I was like super incorrect about was OpTic, and they just came out flat and did not play well the entire tournament, of course. But the rest of the tier list was honestly pretty much spot on. Like, I had FaZe in S tier, I had Toronto in S tier, and LAT was a little bit below them. I think LAT played very well, so I think a tier list in the future is going to look very different. And I did say Miami had that upset potential, which they did basically the entire tournament. So it kind of went along the ways that I said. Nobody expected OpTic to look the way that they did, but they did play some teams that were just playing better than they were, so you can't really say too much about that. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over OpTic versus Miami in Winners Round 1. Obviously, this is the series where OpTic got sent to the losers bracket, so we're going to highlight some of the things that went wrong for OpTic and some of the things that went right for Miami Heretics. You guys know how the way the show works. I'll leave the timestamps below so that you guys can kind of skip through the maps. We're not going to go through full maps. It's going to be more highlighted moments. I'm going to try to condense these videos a little bit more. And then the second one that'll come out is LAT versus Miami as well, and then Atlanta versus Toronto. So we got some good stuff to go over. I'm not going to go over some of the other series. I just don't think there was a lot really eventful going on there. And then, go over to my TikTok and my other stuff where I'm going to be uploading, obviously, my own clips, but then clips from, some of these watch parties, clips from the tournaments and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So I wanted to just kind of pick it up right away. Obviously, the break off Miami won, but I'm going to pause it right here, and we are actually going to see the way that this was taken back. So you have this first fight going on here with Lucky and Kenny. So we'll see how that goes after. But you're going to see that these players are going to really pressure the middle. And then we're going to have that number 4, which is Dashi, who's going to start working kind of cat side to take this player out of there. The two main things that you want to focus on for this P1 is cat control, because anybody shooting down from this area down here, it's just going to be really annoying. And then if you don't have the information on the guy, he could just kind of play ghost up there and do whatever he wants. Obviously, taking control of these doors. The side door should be hit kind of sparingly. You never want to just keep sending one there, especially if your teammates are getting picked down here. The whole point of this P1 is just to keep these spawns back here for P2. Obviously, this back truck, back useless, or some people call this rug, some people call this ammo, whatever it may be, depending on the team that you're watching. So the number one thing you don't want to do is to get spawned out, because then you'd be spawning back here, or you would be spawning back mid to where you would have to kind of track all this way up in the cap. And I'm going to play this out for you guys so you can see what the break. Kenny obviously gets the pick, and then watch what happens.
Much better break there for Miami. The problem is, though, they flip spawn, so that's going to be a 3 dead. You saw reality start off 3.
So every single kill got basically picked up. So Dashi, won his gunfights in CAD. He actually picks up 2. So this is the kind of attention to detail that OpTic should have had pretty much this entire hardpoint, but they didn't. They just didn't. You see how they're winning these gunfights and just being really aggressive. Hook does a really good job of picking up the street over here. Obviously, Lucky doing a good job of staying alive, but this is a big kill out of Hook. They rotate. So now we're just going to pick it up from this P2 so that you can see kind of what happens as they break.
Sweep. You really just lose one player in that, and 6 straight now for Dashi. Big Brucey and the boys popping off early. Yeah, you're trying to get Haci out. Obviously, we're trying to work for this Hellstorm. Does he take you down? So immediate pressure towards the front of the hill here from Heretics. Lucky able to find the player on the hill. So Haci now going to try to get active, but a great kills from Lucky, just watching over the teammates. It was a really good break at P1 for OpTic Texas after the opener for Miami. Now a great break for Heretics as they get in pretty early in the P2 in battle. And this is kind of what you were talking about, the map like this. Like, it can just be mixy, it can be highly contested. It's tough to get those kind of perfect holds. I mean, I'm thinking
so obviously we knew like P2 is going to be super contested, but I did want to play this out for you guys while you watch it. Watch the way that Miami kind of breaks through. Obviously, Redcard winning 2 big gunfights. If he doesn't get the headshot there on Haci, I don't think he wins that. But obviously, look at the setup. It's obviously pretty standard. You have number 5 here, which is Real. He's going to be sitting in the middle. You have Metals with the AR. He's holding up top art. It's going to be super standard having your top art player with these sight lines over to the street, and then obviously watching Hookah mid, these kind of small windows jumping out so that he can get over to this P4 location. You're going to have a lot of this with this player up here, and he really is the most important player for this hill. It can always just get scrappy, and nobody ends up getting time, whatever. But just watch how Miami does a good job of grabbing this hill and then transitioning into the next hill. Just look at the way that they kind of play this, and I'll show you a timing, which is the reason why they kind of put together so much time. They have the kills here, but look at this timing right here. Hook tried to make a play, but Lucky spawned right behind him. If Hook gets that kill up there and Lucky doesn't, pick him up, this entire hill looks so much differently. The rotation looks so much differently. Whatever. Obviously, they still have these back spawns, so you're going to have these kind of back statue spawns and everything like that. Again, Haci getting picked. But this is really good, because even with 18 seconds, you're going to have to start thinking new. This 14, 15 seconds, it does not matter. Rancor played unbelievable this entire series, so I will commend that. You're going to have to pull all the way back. Obviously, Rancor was being aggressive, but you're going to have to pull back because this P4 is a money hill. If you can hold it down, you can get a full 50 seconds. Look at how they start getting these kills. You have your players spawning poolside. Watch this.
It's a close side spawn there, poolside. They're going to get across quickly. Trying to exchange gunfire as well. One gets through, but I think the nade's actually what connects, and then the car as well. That sequence, very unfortunate for OpTic Texas. I thought one got through, but, well, the environment shut it down. And again, it is just Real right now. 14-6, another 3 spree. Lucky's locking down the left side of the map, just watching this rotation as the OpTic players start to cross. Dashy with some great shots, but the numbers gonna be here for Miami. They're just gonna flood on through.
So really for Miami, it's just trade after trade after trade. Obviously, Twitter was talking about like that nade and the Jeep doesn't explode. It looks a lot differently. But look how much time they were able to collect on this. Haci again killing himself with the nade. I mean, it's all over the place. So now, really, if you're OpTic, you're going to want to again set up. You have this player number 1, Kenny, who's looking for this information. Haci's playing the backside just to see if anyone's playing for the spawns. But honestly, Haci should just kind of be helping Pool and Cat here. He looks behind him for a second. The timing changes, though, when he spends that much time over there. Again, he's looking again, but it's like he's trying to keep spawns. The only problem is that Kenny is pushed out up here, so you're going to have these back art spawns, which means the P2 and the Pool side has already been taken over. This is a good read out of Haci to be able to see, that Hook spawned here. But now they got to find this number 5 player because Real gets through, gets one. Rancor now has top cat control, so now it gets a little dicey. Because he has top cat control, these players are still spawning back here, but nobody's spawning on the right side. So Haci's doing a good job of staying alive. Obviously, Metals is doing his thing. Just trades after trades. This next hill is really going to be what's important. So I'll actually play this out so you guys can see it too. This map 1, to be honest, it set the tempo for the rest of the series. And it really gave that confidence to Miami, and this is really where the deflation kind of happened for OpTic, in my opinion. So just go ahead and watch this and just see how these gunfights go and how the rotations play out. Real obviously going off.
Anyone is streaking more than this guy right now. Another 5 spree for Real. Heretics with a 40-point lead. Let's go to a listen with Heretics.
Se abre la derecha, la derecha, ¿vale? Voy a esto, ¿vale? Voy a esto. Yo estoy bloqueando. No hace nada.
¿Vale? Tengo las palmeras, solo pueden ir del medio y de cara.
Tengo 2 derechas. Ahora está al medio. La derecha está donde está.
Tengo medio.
Yo estoy en medio.
Vale, quédate en medio, Ricky, si no.
Medio, Ya es lo único.
Voy a mirarlo yo, voy a mirarlo yo.
Mira la hospital.
Sí, sí.
Tengo unos cats y otro de cara money.
Vos, tío, Santi, absoluto. Bola ha salido.
Uno bot y dos medio. Uno bot y dos medio. Vale, ya está.
Bajo
Medio.
cuchillo.
No toma la ruta. ¿Está en lobby?
Vale, va a cambiar mucho.
No, aguanta mucho,
El punto
Lobby,
medio,
cuatro,
toca a punto
muy
y uno
tocado,
blanco.
intermedias.
Son dos blancos y uno entre medias.
Sí, entre medias, C para la derecha, hay cuatro.
Tengo dos medios. Dos dobles y está lobby close. Shot y cuidado con Shot, ¿vale?
Una piba conmigo. Piba Hugh, piba Hugh.
Sí, es Shot y pop.
Piba Hugh, puede ir a luchar. Hugh, lobby.
Sí, frontier. Vale, solo queda
Sí, sí, voy a pillar medio. Falta derecha.
Tú ten, vale. Tengo aquí la
Bueno, medio, medio. Cuatro en las palmeras, entonces, ¿te lo
Si fue secret.
Estoy con el stun, man, esto. Sigue ahí, hace chal por la ventana. Había uno, tiene que haber uno. Gucci, bro. No has mal, no has blanco.
Well, before we headed to the Heretics listening, I was kind of talking about a moment like.
So I actually want to play this back here since we have it up live. This was the reason why OpTic, they tried twice. Obviously, when Haci pulled all the way through in mid-map, it kind of hesitated a little bit, but was still able to come away with 2. Rancor was huge on this point. Obviously, we're going to watch Rancor there, number 6. He's going to be standing right here. This trade on Dashi and then the kill coming from P3, these are the 2 biggest kills as to why this rotation was won by Miami. So look at this one more time. Lucky, he's basically dead to rights here. Rancor sees him, picks it up, gets this kill as well on Hook. So now you have your players all spawning here, but you have Rancor in a power position up in Art. He's going to have to kind of back out a little bit, but he still has control of this building and is going to help Lucky in the back. So Lucky now has a very important gunfight with Shotzi, and then the rest of the players are kind of flooding in through pool. This player number 1, Kenny, is huge to grab kind of those interceptors from middle, and also this player number 8, Metals, coming in from street. But I'll show you how kind of it plays out, because again, guys, if you set up early on this back hill and everybody is picking up the pushes and everybody's picking up the timings in the way that they should, because you have so much sight lines out of Art, even top of P4, you're going to hold this time for a very, very, very long time. They're down 20, not too bad. OpTic did a good job of winning their gunfights, as you guys saw, so I'll play this out so you guys can watch it too.
They what, 60-point swing. They've taken advantage now in this, and they have a foot in the front door at this P4. They weren't really able to break in last time. We'll see if they can do it here. Some nice shots from Rancor, shutting it down though as he hits and gets the 4 straight. One more player inside they're trying to track down. It's going to be Rancor on hunting duties. You get lost if you are Hook up top, and they're just going to kind of leave him for now and focus on everything else. A team kill's not going to help you though.
I mean, you invested so much of this on the rotation, you just had to take down Hook, and he just stays alive for so long. A wall bank comes on through, and Redcard gets taken down, and well, you end up getting broken. It could have been worse, I guess, if you were Miami, but it could have been much better. And that is all due to the Hook play, just staying alive up top, waiting for his teammates, forcing them to have to worry about really just his position. And now you have a great lead if you are OpTic.
So we're going to pick back up here with Lucky going into this P2 rotation. P1 is always going to be mixy no matter what. But just watch the way that Lucky kind of maneuvers poolside, what he does, and the way that Miami hold down this P1.
One's up Kenny, and they're going to get some of this P1 time.
15 seconds left before we head over to the P2. We'll see if OpTic continue to hold the spawns with 2 dead. You have a chance to push up, and that's exactly what they'll do. Rancor will push up. They'll spawn Real there. You already had Lucky, whose POV were on. He was poolside, and he got pushed out, so that's a flip exactly when you want it, late in that P1. Now, what can you do with it? You already lost a player. You got a trophy up for coverage. Here comes the green wall as they are sending everybody forward, trying to fly. The water not going to protect you. Shotzi is in, but quickly traded. They deal with the first push.
Yeah, I mean, just a great play. I mean, Metals gets taken down, but you can see they're trying to play so aggressive. Rancor able to take down 2. Over towards Real now, just not allowing some forward pressure from OpTic, just making sure they always have someone disrupting the front lines. They're doing a great job so far. A much better P2 here than last time through for Miami Heretics, keeping numbers on their side. Kenny trying to do what he can. You do see the back spawns are there though. So now it's on the Metals to have to stay alive. 20 seconds left. The lead changes in. A 3 in a row there for Metals.
Yeah, you got the lead change and you got a big hold here. Even with the back spawns now, it's not the end of the world. Like, all right, if they're going to get these final 10 to 15 seconds taken, but are they? Because Real is a shooter. He's up to 38 in this one. absolutely destroying, but still, just 10 points between them. The P3 now up, and Kenny, you can see he's kind of an ISO man right now, not really near the rest of the squad. He's trying to pinch on the other end of it. He's got 2 players to focus on him. How long can he distract them? Does it allow an opening for his teammates to get on in? They haven't been able to do it on the other side yet either.
And this is the one thing Miami have done very well on this map, is they have played so safe on this rotation. Right, they have not allowed anyone really to get in towards art. It was just that hook play on the last P4.
So I did want to echo kind of what Joe was saying there, where they prioritize the rotation over to P3, but obviously you guys saw all the gunfights that they won on that P1. You have Real here. If he picks up even like a couple, I'll let this play out. If he even picks up a couple here is huge. He ends up just getting one, but obviously the rest of the team is doing a good job of maintaining that aggression and matching Real. I mean, 40 and 24, he's just going crazy. With the amount of pressure that is kind of missing here on this side, everybody knows, and you'll see Rancor does react to it. They're going to start playing for this next hill with the 18 seconds left. We said it before, when it's 18, 17, or even 20 seconds, you really got to just start thinking about this, because at 214 to 191, this is the hill where you basically win it. Even if you only get to like 242 on this map, or on this hill, I should say, the P1, a couple of gunfights go your way and you end up winning the map. So this is priority right now. And OpTic, I think they were a little too heavy on here. Kenny was trying to make the play. He obviously got picked off in the back. Let's play out the rest of this so that you guys can see. Once again, Rancor just picking up the kills that he has to. Look how annoying Rancor is being up here. He should get picked here by Hook. Now Hook's in the back. Number one important gunfight is Lucky versus Hook right here. And he wins it. You got spawners, you got time. If Shotzi gets traded here, Rancor again, just being annoying, getting all the kills that he's supposed to. Look at Kenny making a play again. Real's got the information on him. They're gonna try to push you statue. They get the kill on Rancor. They do have them surrounded, but Shotzi just does a bad job of running in. You just have to wait for these picks. Hook's gonna get those picks back there regardless. You just gotta wait. Hook guesses wrong. Rancor gets it. Rancor going fucking crazy. I mean, man, like, they're just little mistakes, but just Miami, the guns were hot. You can tell as soon as a map starts, if the guns are hot, it's gonna go a certain way. You could just tell. You could tell. This was a very good round out of Shotzi, and I want you to just kind of see the way that he puts pressure on these maps sometimes, and just the way that his movement can disrupt teams, especially in SND, when you're clinching onto that one life that you have. Metals does a good job of pulling up here and kind of making it annoying for the rest of these team members. You see Metals gets this timing. I don't even think Kenny sees Metals right here. I think he does, backs up a little bit. If he did, he should have called this out to Shotzi, but Shotzi's not really looking for it unless he's peeking that left edge. Kenny kind of reach outs, and then he gets the trade on him. So I'm going to watch the way that this round kind of finishes to materialize, but just see as they kind of rotate over to the B side, which is the money bomb site. If you don't have street control, then you go this way. Dashi gets picked, should get traded out, so now it's 2v2, so take a look.
You've had the body to trade each time. Another one through. Now going to be 1 versus 1. Rancor, Shotzi, do the dance with 45 seconds left. We stop to check out the menu here. Rancor looks to reposition. 30 or so to go. Bomb in hand for Shotzi, so we'll see how he opts to play this.
Now, just a quick comment, since the gunfight's not coming up, I hate this out of Rancor. I absolutely hate this. Giving up his positioning was very useless, especially because he knows Shotzi has a sub. Once you plant the bomb in B, going into office, sitting behind the bar, all the different angles that he can play, I don't like him giving up that position because you already had all of the information. And you can see over the bomb site, and he might have even caught him planning, so I do not like the repositioning out of Rancor. I think he took way too much time coming around and letting Shotzi gain all the information on the bomb site. I'll play this out for you guys, but again, if you have an AR, you're going to play a little scared, especially against a sub. So you almost just got the worst timing ever. I think Rancor just missed a bunch of shots, but again, Shotzi, this is now his playground in the bomb site. Sees Rancor tagging him. This is great out of Shotzi for not being super aggressive, using his tags well, playing up. He knows Rancor is not going to hop it right away. And Rancor is definitely not going to hop it with Haci hunting him and whatever, so he's just going to be annoying here. Gets more info, 10 seconds left, he won the round.
Stays alive, firing, toying with the food still, and he'll
And it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. So I don't like Rancor giving up that space right there. He had a lot of information going around like that. It almost paid off for him. I think he missed a bunch of shots. Haci kind of almost trolled, but again, I didn't like that out of Rancor. So then now they go up 4-1, and the rest of the map, and really the whole map, has just been a lot of this. Taking control of a bomb site, getting the bomb down. Haci being last alive is the most annoying player in the universe. Misses shots, stays alive. Not enough time for Real. They go up 5-1. So it was just a lot of this. Redcard can kind of feel like that sometimes. It's pretty standard bomb planning and really just positioning. So we'll see how the rest of the rounds goes, but I don't want to spend too much time on this map too, to be honest. So in this last round, we have a full commit over to the B side from Miami. This is a good setup out of OpTic with Dashi kind of looking over Haci and the rest of the street, where he can then come back out on this back cat closer towards Eskies, looking over the middle of the map. Hook is the only player over in B, but just watches the way that they retake with their tacks, obviously getting their picks, and then using just everything that's available to them. Always use your tacks, guys. Do not sit on tacks. You cannot take them home with you. Throw your nades, throw your stuns, get that information. If you have an RC car, man, use it, pop it. Like they have to, especially if you're in a deficit, like it's going to garner attention. You can't just have an RC car running around. Like people are so scared to use their RC cars. Use your RC cars. Watch the way that they retake this B site. Obviously, Hook's the only player, so he's calling out. Everybody's going to start rotating over. They're going fast. Who's got the initial here? Real is going to trade that kill on Dashi. Hook does a good job. He's going to end up getting picked. I don't like that climb up there. Obviously, they were on his ass, but he was on his way. So this is what I mean about using your tacks and stuff.
Up against Rancor and Metals, and we kind of pause here for a second.
Haci's just, look how close he is to them. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to use the RC car. This is what I'm talking about. People do not be doing this. This was great, because then it forces them to move around.
Rancor's just getting out and hunting.
Rancor kind of chokes this gunfight, though. Kenny does a great job at this positioning. And then that's a 6-1. It's an easy SND. We're going to move on over to the control. I didn't want to focus too much on that, but that's the kind of fundamentals and just playing the game easy. Just don't make the game hard on yourself. Look how clean that was. This could have been the entire tournament for them, but they chose not to do that, so they ended up paying the price. So let's move over to the control so you guys can take a look at that too. So that round one ends with OpTic. It was actually pretty close, even all the way down to the wire, because OpTic really did start trolling. They let them get that site and kind of get that whole minute back, and they almost let it get away with them, like he said. So we're actually going to pick it up here for the break off of round 2 so that you guys can take a look at the way that this map kind of materializes for both teams. I'm going to soft commentate a little bit while they're kind of going. Obviously, Kenny with a great start. Hook getting over to this connector area. Dashi picking up that first. Metals trading. Metals is huge right here, by the way. Gets another kill and just kind of makes it a 2v2. Even though he dies, he uses his life great. This is what I was talking about, especially when I was watching it live, is just keeping that control. Haci gets picked, but Haci's not trying to get cute. Just keeping control of the office side. Kenny pushing through over here to barrels. Gets one, playing his life. Beautiful. That was beautiful. Haci obviously losing another one here to Lucky. I don't like that chow whatsoever. Definitely heal. You have Hook there. Just heal first, and then it'll be alright.
He has done it with both, and now over to Dashi, got him in a bit of a spawn trap. It's really just Metals in a
25 to 21, and they have the spawners. This should have been where OpTic avalanches a little bit. Miami just does a good job of winning some of these gunfights. Just trade after trade after trade after trade. It should have gone a little different to have a massive life advantage, but Miami just does a good job of winning the gunfights. Great trades, you know, trade after trade. This is interesting. I actually don't remember this, but Haci's going for a swim.
And you have the luxury of that because you've fought on the objective so much. You still got a decent chunk of time remaining here.
Which is fine. I mean, he gets all that info. I probably would have liked him just pushing it through regardless. he gets one and kind of helps. Dashi, they pick it up. They should have this B side easy. Gets absolutely fucked. But B's gone. Obviously, you have a 20-12 advantage. Hook doing what he does. This is the most important position in the entire map, especially when you're playing on offense. If you have control of top office and you have control of all the doors and the staircase, you can come up, come down, do whatever you need to do. 17-10. OpTic doing a good job. Redcard, he got a little bit too aggressive. I would have liked him playing a corner. Just, you know, be super credity. Guarantee yourself one kill. 16-9 is still a great lead, but, you know, the round's not over till it's over, especially in control.
Maybe eventually bleed them out.
Yeah, that's really it. You just have to trade if you are OpTic. On the other side, if you're Heretics, you need to play together. 7 lives now. Well, they're trying to make individual plays.
Hook doing a great job.
Now cut down to 6. Still a minute to go.
You have Lucky kind of playing a flank. A little too wide for me. I mean, you just kind of like this right here, guys. I'll play it back for you. This is a complete waste of time. Lucky going all the way through fences, complete waste of time. You spend an extra like 2 or 3 seconds doing that. Just get to the top. You have your teammates kind of winning some gunfights over here, but you know, you should have already had control of that. It's not really that big of a deal because of the discrepancy in the lives, but it is what it is.
Try to be a thorn in their side. The rest of his
you see how control goes, though. It's almost never over till it's over. You get 4 dead there. Now it's 9-4 as opposed to, what was it, 13-4 before that? So it's so weird sometimes with control. It feels like it's almost never over. Oof.
Stun slows down the push for a second. That's a big win there from Hook. You thin their numbers out. You slide out and chow together. When you need to come up with clutch kills,
now you just have obviously these 2 players. Metal's playing the connector. He's kind of dead to rights up here, especially once he gives away the info. And Dashi ends up getting both. So OpTic goes up 2-0. Just a trade battle. Hacienda. This might be a hot take. Hacienda plays so weird on this Call of Duty, and I don't like it, man. I don't like Hacienda on this map, and we need new maps ASAP. I'm not trying to play Redcard. I'm not trying to play Haci for every single game mode. I feel like the other day I played Ranked, and this is right before I got, obviously everybody got reset to Diamond, but right before I was going to get in Crim, it was like 4 back-to-back-to-back Hacienda hardpoints. I don't want to play Hacienda hardpoint like this. We need new maps, okay? We need new maps. So I'll finish it off here. It's 16-16 on this last round. Look at the way that OpTic just starts winning all of their gunfights. Haci just kind of pushing through. Dashi gets his trade. Calls that out to Real. Just watch the way that OpTic kind of just clutches up here for this 3-0.
Hey guys, they are all on this side of the map, so this is where I'm spawning them. I'm not seeing nothing. I can lock down the A point if I need to. We're tied in lives. And while the AR is starting to find some kills. Nice stun from Lucky to try to get top halls control, but there's always one more. Is Dashi leading the way, 24-13.
It just feels like there's always an extra body from OpTic Texas, so whenever you need a multi-kill, somebody is able to step it up. That time it'll be Shotzi. Kenny's got multiple around him. I thought he was getting traded out instantly by the other player, but he was in a 1v1 of his own, so Kenny's just gonna get right back to it, take out another. He's like, all right, 3rd player ran away from me. Dashi's able to pick that up. 20 or so seconds to go, and feels like it's been a bit of TDM. As OpTic Texas had the advantage there. Heretics low in lives. No success so far for them on this map. It looks like they're going to be out to, what, an 0-4 start on this particular combination. Dashi is shooting straight. Is that 6 straight for Big Brucey? Up to 27-13. OpTic Texas.
OpTic's up 2-1. They just 6-1 and 3-0'd them on control. You, at home, would probably be thinking, this is exactly the OpTic that we saw online. This is exactly what's been happening in the matches. They're the #1 hardpoint team in the entire league going into Major 1. They're the #1 team with their top KDs. #1, they had like a 1.2 overall team KD. You would think this is going to be a 3-1. Right? Right? Wrong. It's fucking Skyline. Anything can happen on Skyline, man. Fuck.
Absolutely lock it down here on Skyline, apparently, based off that last series. But here we go. Map 4. The big one to get to a map 5. It looks good for OpTic out the gate. They go 3 for 1.
I wanted to show the bloodbath right away, and why is Kenny falling off of the map? Like, what the fuck? But this entire map is a bloodbath. You can point club teams pretty easily on this map if everybody's winning their gunfight. Like, it really just turns into a massive game of TDM, and then who can just stand still in the point for a little bit before they start getting jittery and go chow the next gunfight. So we're gonna highlight some moments here, because you guys, everyone at home knows the way that Skyline goes. It's a bloodbath every single time, no matter what it is. So we'll play this out. So what I do want to play out is look at this route from Haci and look at kind of what flips this map on its head for a little bit. Haci gets that kill, and instead of looking for more, he starts playing this backside. This back heli and back stairs control is super important. Obviously, he gets another kill on Lucky. Look at this positioning. This is beautiful right here. As long as you're blocking these spawns, don't push up too high and don't push up too far into kitchen. Stay back here. Don't get fucking jittery. Look at this. Just stay back here. Wait for Dashi to get this information. As long as everybody's getting the info, it's fine. They're going to keep spawning back here, and you guys can just play. This is literally headquarters at this point. You're just playing headquarters, especially for this hill. Look at Dashi. He's doing whatever he wants. Get that trade. Oh my gosh. Pissed on. So, again, it's going to be a bloodbath all the way through. But that's a good example of how to maintain control, because had Dashi not died there, which is a little hard, you can't blame him for dying. He just got 2. He's just challenging, trying to keep the info. Hook does get pissed on, but it is what it is. They got the trades and they still have spawners. It is what it is. It's fine. You can collect a lot of time on Skyline when you're playing like that.
And then really it's just his position that influences the spawns. Has a teammate push through, that causes the splits. Kenny now on 5 in a row, and what looks so good for Heretics with P2 control, just as soon as that hill pops, goes the way of OpTic.
Take a long ride.
He did not see Lucky. He was like an inch away from seeing Lucky. This kitchen can get so mixy, but it actually is one of those hills that you can hold pretty well, as opposed to like a P1, which is just, it's a bloodbath every single time. You don't know which angle people are coming at. You're getting hit with nades, blah, blah, blah. OpTic does a good job of retaking and everything like that. So again, it's like, it's this momentum that you think is going to continue through the rest of the map. But then Metals comes in here, and he's just running around, doing whatever. They don't have the info. Dashi kills him. Gets a couple bullets in on Kenny. They get the trades. Real's got the control now. They're spawning grass side. Hook with a massive kill right there. So now you're setting up. This is just textbook. This is why they were the #1 hardpoint team in the game. Look how they're set up. They're going to get these kills also. Dashi's going to trade this out. Another 4 dead. You know they're spawning piano side, which they will be down here. Real's the first one. They're all just going to spawn right on top of him. Start looking this way. You know that they're going to be this way. They're not going to push you out on ult. They have to start getting control of this bedroom. It's 81 to 49, and they could honestly blow this up to like 130 to 49, but I don't know, man.
Just look at the scoreboard for OpTic. This is like just what they've been doing. All 4 players contributing.
Everything you want. You've had a nice streak.
Rancor, Real get their kills. I mean, let's run this back.
This is like just OpTic's way.
Yeah, no, what a great
Haci, there is no reason to do this. None. You missed every timing. They killed your teammates, went all the way through. You got a couple shots in, but that's it. Now they flip you guys out because you're spawning parallels. Haci's still running around. Like, I get it, man. Haci's doing his job, running around, running these routes, being annoying. But that costed them a little bit. That costed them the hill, and these are some of the things that you have to be honest about with this route running a little bit. Just getting a little too excited to run around the map. Metals does a good job of just killing one in the hill. Kenny gets one. Haci gets another. They team kill, though. Obviously, we saw that in the vault hardpoint as well. It was just team kills all over the place. You just lost time you weren't supposed to lose if you just kind of played a little bit more patiently and let them come to you. Being a rat inside of bedroom isn't a bad thing, guys. It's not a bad thing. Just be a rat. Be a cruddy sometimes. You're going to win your team a lot of fucking kill time. So, Metals gets the rotation kills. Lucky now has his help. Might be able to help. Rancor gets a weird ass spawn. Now he's up here looking for players. That's crazy, by the way.
You kind of get that parallel for Lucky, so maybe
But
he's
here
got
it
a
is.
chance
I mean,
on his
like,
timing
even
to
though
pick up
if you
more
look
from
at the
this back
scoreboard,
line
you're like,
of
oh, OpTic's
Defense
shitting
as
on them.
Dashy
The score doesn't
kinda
show it
here
because of the
inside
little
Jim,
mistakes,
trying to
but
use
also
this
the fact
corner and
that
finesse
this
as
map
long
can
as
just
he can.
switch
He'll eventually drop. The
so
last guy's
fucking
gonna be
quick.
Hook.
It's
No
unbelievable.
turn though. They think they have the spawn. So as soon as 5 spawns in Real,
Hook is
they
huge
all
here,
kinda
right here.
turn. So there's a chance for Hook to make
Huge.
a play, but they're trying to hunt him down, and they do just that.
See what I mean? No, obviously that's not his fault. They did a great job of trading out. Miami's doing a fantastic job right here. Miami has to start thinking about new Lucky's playing that top. Rancor spawns right away. He's going to help a little bit, but now he's got to start focusing on the kitchen side, which he immediately reacts to. He's going to start playing the back. He's getting these spawns. He's one of the best ARs in the game right now, I got to say. Rancor's amazing. He's so fucking good. Real, I mean, get pissed. But again, Rancor getting another kill. He's huge on this rotation right now. He's going to wait for number 5 to push up a little bit. But look at them. Obviously, Lucky is already in this position, so he has the ability to kind of back out here, get the information, or play for kills. Rancor's not pushing into kitchen. He's waiting for these players to come to him. He's going to come back to hill to help until Lucky spawns up, which he ends up doing. So we're going to watch this kind of wave first, and then we'll pick it back up. Real gets a kill. Now they're playing the backside. They're missing 2. They know that they're back here. Lucky gets picked from Dashy. Real playing for Hook. They're going to just sit back here and wait. Shotzi gets a great pick there. Metal still staying alive. Dashy gets, he loves that pistol, by the way. Shotzi loves that pistol. He almost killed Rancor too. But again, they just do a good job of rotating early, and look how the map flipped on its head. 141 and 108. All because of that. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is what people don't understand. Maps can switch on their head so quickly off of one play, and people might think, oh, Shotzi just ran out and tried to find some kills. He killed Rancor. No, man. Also, that long route that he took where Metals picked them up in kitchen on the rotation to P3, these are the types of plays that flip maps on their head. And this is what I try to tell people all the time that they don't understand, that there's a couple of gunfights that don't go your way that can completely flip a map. No matter what happens. It's 141 and 108. They were just down 40 a couple of hills ago. I mean, come on. It is what it is, but Miami just did a fantastic job of playing Hardpoint the right way, getting their kills. They didn't get cute. Shotzi got a little too cute and costed them if you guys go back and watch. I mean, I'm telling you, this it's a chain reaction. It's a chain reaction. Very simple stuff that can lead to deficits. So now, obviously, after that kitchen hill, we're going to pick it up a little bit into OpTic's listening, but just watch the way that Miami just kind of shits on them to get a little bit of this control, but just listen to their comms. Their comms aren't great. They're okay, but they're not great, but just watch the way that it kind of unfolds, and Miami just does what they have to do. So check this out.
You shot.
He's done 2 stuns here, 2 stuns.
What's from back? Low you. There's two auto.
Left ranker weak.
Short is that? I get it. In top. Two jumping long. One more long. Alright. He's long going low kitch. Okay. Shot under kitch. Yeah, me. Alright, low you, Rancor.
One shot ranker.
I have you. Take a top.
Opposite ranker.
There's spawn. One spawn in the back of me, Metals.
Right.
One's you. Yeah, in the back, Metals. Low jim, like a top. Low jim, at top. Back right. Nice one. Okay, I spawned stone. I'm alright.
Saw him there.
Play the back, yeah.
He naded me. He's challenging me. Real.
You're right. Stone. Almost every out.
What's happening?
Don't back right.
Who's gonna move you guys down?
Looking at it. He did challenge stone.
Metals.
I'm able to
Guys,
shit.
top.
Yeah, he's top stone.
Yo, P1.
Alright, stone stairs too. Alright, I'll get. Let's go. You can brush this from front, maybe. I'm gonna wrap left.
So net.
One spawn out piano, I think, Bruce. He's gonna be P1.
Yeah,
Go piano on me.
Back left for real.
where's that?
Back right now. W top. Nice.
Yo, P1 again. Monos. P1 and one guy's on me on the right.
Right here.
Right up here.
Absolute.
I'm trying to hit.
I'll see him. And low bed. Take a small
Low
line.
bad weak.
I think it's small line.
He's still
Should be fine. It should be
He's
fine.
still low bad.
Oh, right. Really low kitch. Really. He's fine.
I can get the guy.
Bottom end. Bottom end.
I'm in the top.
I think he hit. No, he's bottom dead.
I'm on top. They're short.
We all love to see Dashy snapping, like, of course. But the only problem with that is that, like I mentioned, they weren't playing aggro. They were playing super defensive. They were benefiting off of the fact that OpTic wanted to hit them just one-on-one, and the trades were completely on point. We know that Miami has good comms. Even though you can't understand them, those Spaniards are calling out heavy. So we saw that they lost a lot of this control, and this P1 is not the hill that you want to be down 62 because of how mixy it is. Dashy gets a couple of really good kills right there. I'm going to play out this last hill just to see kind of how mixy it is, and then we'll break down the rest.
The short? Yeah, top short, top short. Weak, top short, record. It's fine, top short.
Yo, on the right, absolute on the right, Real.
The other guy's
Real's
top
right
short, top short, top
kitchen.
short.
Right,
He's on
he's
top,
in you now, in you now.
Watch out, Real, right, top, top.
Alright, Tom and Lily.
One shot on me, one shot Real.
Well, we are out of the listening now. Talking about Dashy's POV was making me feel some kind of way. That man shot is clean. That snap onto the player in kitchen just looked disgusting. Dealing with Chow's over the top from short. And you're still, though, you are down 60.
Yeah, as soon as we got to the listening, it was an early break at P4 for Heretics, and they cashed in again. So, I mean, we just kind of saw some frustrations maybe on the OpTic side, but yeah, as good as the POV was, you were down a lot of points. Still a chance to make your comeback here with P2 control, but Heretics in control.
Yeah, I'm like gas and dashing, but I'm like, yeah, but that was a tough stretch. That was a real tough stretch.
It looked good.
Yeah, it did. This POV is nuts, but now you really gotta hold this down. Just 21 needed for the win for Heretics. Real, well, checks one corner. He is in the other. Wallbang finishes off one, but you go 3 for 1 if you're OpTic Texas.
We left him.
I like this. I like this.
love it.
I like this. Lucky sneaking through.
So let's play that back. The amount of trigger discipline that this
Checks one
takes
corner.
right here.
He is in the other.
The amount of trigger discipline
Wallbang
that this
finishes off
takes.
one, but you go 3 for 1 if you're
He sees him. Kenny doesn't see me. The amount of trigger discipline that takes. Also, they have the control. All my teammates are dead. If I'm in this unadvantageous position anyway with an AR, let me try to make a play.
OpTic
Runs
Texas.
right by Kenny. Says, I'm just going to leave him. Kenny could very easily have turned around, heard him, whatever, turned around, looked left, seen him. Instead, Kenny's playing for spawners. Kenny's not looking. All this information is up still. They're in the hill. They're all looking out this way. Nobody has this CAD information. Nobody has any type of bottom piano information except for Shotzi, who's about to spawn up. This is just a fantastic play out of Lucky. It's an amazing heads up play. And this is what led to them placing third, man.
Left him.
I like this. I like this.
love it.
I like this. Lucky sneaking through.
And all Kenny does is end up getting traded out and 4 dead. I mean, it's just a fantastic play out of Lucky. Kenny lets him through. I mean, you could say it's just timing. It is what it is. He was so close to him. He should have heard him. He should have cleared it out before kind of looking for spawners. He was pushed up a little too far, in my opinion, and it costed them. It really did.
IQ play there. Beautiful stuff out of Lucky and Heretics. That break could seal it. Now, 10 needed for the win. Just seconds away from taking 2 hard points off the best hardpoint team in the game. 5 to go for the dub. Last push for OpTic Texas are trying to get in. Lucky on a 5 streak here at the tail end of it. Shotzi, though, doing just enough to keep them up and keep them fighting. He's doing everything. He's wiping them off the board. And he's kept them alive to this point. At least we'll see another rotation, but you just need 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, they're going to find a couple of kills on rotation. Genito does take him down. Only 2 needed here at Kitchen. Numbers should be, I mean, well, it's here for OpTic. You get the close spawns, but Real is peeling heads. But it doesn't matter. There's just always one more player here in green, finding kills, staying alive.
You got to be perfect if you're OpTic Texas. So far, so good. We're going deep into this one. Dashy lead the way at 33. And yeah, you're starting to sweat right now. If you are Miami Heretics, you are feeling the pressure. A loss here, you lose the series, you're into the loser's bracket. But can you get it to a map?
Just got to hit a stun, right? That's really it.
Can they connect on something? The green wall not giving it up. Hoop trying to take out 2. He somehow stayed up. Now just 10 needed for the win for OpTic. Somehow, are they going to do this from the depths? OpTic are up. They're looking to take the map. They're looking to close the series. It may be enough. The 10 not there. Oh, it is. I thought he contested, but instantly drops. Heretics. Wow. Just barely able to take it and get us to the map.
Now, what I love about this, obviously, it was just super mixy. Gunfights are being won. Look at the patience out of Miami right here on this last push. Watch this. They all spawn. You have 2 players that are going to run across cap, but watch this patience. Ready? So you have Metals down here in gym. You have Lucky up here. Rancor's getting in position on the flank, and then you have Real. You're going to hit from all 4 positions. Look at this break. Metals has to go because there's only 4 seconds left. Lucky ends up getting 1. Rancor wins his gunfight on Kenny. Now you have Real and Rancor. They have the easy positions on this side of the hill because once you're pushed out this side, it's going to get super mixy. But Rancor did a great job. It's a great push from either side. I mean, let's just play this one more time. I love the patience out of Miami here. It's fantastic. You know how many teams would crumble right here and just run straight to hill, just straight into L triggers and just get absolutely wiped? Look at this patience one more time. Honestly, I want to frame this. I want to frame this patience right here. I want to frame this. Look at this. Sorry about that. Look at this patience. 1, 2, 3. All hitting from different angles. Rancor's obviously the biggest kill here. Gets in, jumps in, they leave it. I mean that was a great hardpoint map. I can't even be mad at that as an OpTic fan. That was just fantastic. So Skyline, anything can happen on Skyline. We're gonna go into the map 5 just to see kind of where OpTic went wrong, and I'll show you guys that. So Miami ends up taking round 1, but I did want to show you guys this clutch out of Dashi because he was in kind of a shitty spot, top window with them having the bomb site control. Obviously, you would think that he has the advantage, but he really doesn't because you can't wallbang through that entire bomb. So if they plan it down, he really is in a shitty spot. But just watch the way that he kind of works. Obviously, Metals being 5-0. This is a great kill to kill him off of that streak.
Just feels like
But
Dashi's waiting
I'll show
to
you
help
guys
out
that
his
here.
teammate. And it might come down to a 1 versus 1. He might catch him before he plants.
Dashi is.
Oh, he doesn't see him on the bomb.
He's still got an opportunity to do it. He gets zapped though, but still pops and wins the fight.
Oh man, he doesn't finish the plant. I think he. Metals is gonna go for it.
Gets it down. Dashi just holding it. Damage is in, and Dashi add another clutch to his resume.
There is no more confidence in the world than pushing a bomb site head glitch with a pistol like that. Like, none in the world. None. We saw what happened when Nadeshot tried that shit in Ghost. I'll play the clip right now.
Board to go towards that B site. In terms of time, 20 seconds, it is ticking away, and OpTic gonna know this, but there's the kill on Karma. Picks up Glacier, now it's a 1 versus 1. Karma versus Nadeshot. Nadeshot still yet to die, 6-0. Karma, is he gonna go for the punt? Is he gonna bait it out? Looks like he's gonna go for it now. Is Nadeshot gonna challenge? He's gonna need to, otherwise the punt is gonna go down.
Oh no, right behind him.
Get on Karma,
Oh my God,
Karma just destroyed Nadeshot.
So now we're going to take it from round 5. Obviously, Lucky's kind of having it rough. Metals is having his way. They're up 3-1. And this map has kind of gone the way that it has. You know, Haci and Hookah combined 1 of 8. Just not having a great map at all. They don't get blind countered. They have a full opening here on B. Dashi's playing kind of really far back, which I like. Obviously, he's looking for any, like, initial flankers. But I don't like the way the rest of this round materializes. So they get the full bomb site. Somebody's going to come over to get this information, which is Metals. Metals is going to get pushed back a little bit here because there's just too much pressure onto the bomb site. He has to play his life. He's hot right now. He knows that. He's trying to get some information. He knows they're all there. He gets pushed out back, which is good. Dashi's playing this exact same spot, which I hate. Obviously, I hate. He's laying down currently. He is actively laying down behind this. Where should he be? Behind the statue, moving, getting this information this way, and this way. Instead, he is laying down and he's letting them move all the way through. Metals got his info. Now they start moving all the way. You're going to have 2 players going to be working this flank, which is Real and Rancor. Dashi finally gets up, but he's not prepared for this. Not at all. Gets picked by Rancor. Rancor just seems to be getting all the clutch kills in this entire series. They have the bomb site, and this is still an easy retake from OpTic to be able to kind of spread out, but Miami's going to make it tough, which they're going to pinch from either side. They have to get a trade here at some point. They have to. Lucky picks up Kenny. Haci just gets picked by Real, and it is just a complete and utter breakdown. Once you have this kind of positioning, what Haci needs to do here is, if you're going to push all of the way through, Kenny gets picked off, which, if we look, Kenny was behind the bomb site, but just look at this kind of angle that Lucky ends up getting on him and just picks him off. Haci needs to play this credit corner right here because you know the two are going to be working from the other side. He ends up just getting picked. Again, I think it's just this aggression from Haci that you have to match the way the other team is playing against you because they're not letting him have anything, unlike maybe other teams or other series. It's just an easy retake out of Miami. They end up killing Hook as well. Hook comes out, but now he has lost complete control of the bomb site. Once you go to Little Door, they know you don't have enough time to come back around, so you're just going to be sitting there basically. This is the toughest way to retake a bomb site. 1v2 is through that door, especially if they're playing off of each other. It's just impossible to happen. So Miami ends up going up 4-1 here. Here in round 7, super important. Obviously, we're going to see who kind of gets picked first. This first blood is going to dictate the round. They get it on Kenny. Now they have all of that information. Metals is out of there. Who gets one on Rancor? Metals very smartly gets out of there, runs away, and somebody came connector to get another trade. Haci's playing that top off, his shits on Metals and gets out of there. Now you have B. Now this is a very good position to be in if you're OpTic. You have the B bomb site, you just don't have the informations on the players, but you're just going to play tight. You're going to play close. Haci should have never left Dashi alone on the bomb site like that where he was. He still isn't challenging bomb. Real gets out of there. Haci finally gets the picks, and now it's a 1v1.
It's not there because he's still playing.
It's so long.
You heard the attack from the middle door, and it's just there's no it felt like Haci was just clocked out in this entire series for some reason. It felt like it took him way too long to kind of wake up a little bit. Honestly, let's hear this one more time.
Massive. You think the trade will be there, but it is not there because he's still playing.
It's so.
You see the tack come all the way through. You see the tack. I don't know if he thought that the tack was from this side, but you see that tack come down. I'll play for you guys one more time. In real time, I'll tell you guys on LAN, as somebody who has played on LAN, some things you do miss because of the amount of noise and the amount of things around you. You're not in the comfort of like your own game space or your own room. But if we slow this down a little bit, I'll show you guys right here. Let's do a little 0.5 action. You see the dust that came off of the tack. And the tack popped there. So you see that dust because it lets out like a thing that you can see. So he knows that he's middle, or at least he should, but I guess he guesses wrong. And Lucky just pushes through. Bang. Headshots. It's really hard to beat an aims up close, even if you have a sub. If you're hitting those headshots, it only takes 3 of them. He hit all 3 of his shots. Perfect round. Gone. They go up 5-2. So they send out, obviously, their RC car to go get the information. I would have liked OpTic to play a little bit more aggressive, especially once they knew what side the RC car was on. As you can see, they kind of just wait for it. It goes all the way through. They're not even playing to destroy it. And you have this player in Real who's actually following it up. So they get pushed all the way back from the RC car, which they should have never happened. Now Real has control of the bomb site, and he's got this information, so they think, because Real's pushed up so far, if I'm Real, I'm even throwing a couple attacks just to kind of really embed in the side, because look at the eyes that you have, and you only have one player in Kenny playing the other bomb site. Naturally, they're going to collect this information, and number 6, Rancor, is going to start making his way over. Real is huge right now. Real is massive, especially where he's at. He's playing the corner of the door. He's top offices. Kenny gets some information. They're going to put the bomb site down. Real, look at the patience. Look at the patience. I was talking about Haci earlier in the Hacienda, like control in the hard point. It's just this running around. It's this, like, sometimes, dude, you can just play a corner and relax. And that's why Real is in such a good position, because he could pick up any of these players going their top windows or whatever it may be. He's in such a great spot right now. Real still hasn't moved, and it's the whole map. He's just waiting for somebody to make a mistake or to get this information. Look at him. Pushes through, gets the shots on Haci, throws that nade. He's not going to be able to actually get him with that nade, but because Real played his life and was patient the entire time, now he's just waiting for Rancor to get the information for him close. He shits on shots, he comes over, Real just gets a shot in the back, and that's it. OpTic gets sent down to the losers bracket. They just played an amazing series, and they clutched up when they needed to, and that's really what it was. So you'll have a lot more of that throughout, and I won't make, obviously, episodes on every single match that Miami went through, but they did clutch up. They did a very good job of doing so, and that was a statement win, and that kind of propelled them to have that motivation and that momentum going through into this tournament in front of basically their home crowd, if you really think about it. Key moments, just a lot of little stuff out of OpTic. I think Haci underperformed, and it sucks because he, in my opinion, at their absolute peaks, it's between him and Dashi on who the best players on the team is. Haci's going to bounce back. There's a lot of stuff that he should review and that he knows that he did wrong. And a lot of teams are adapting to Haci's playstyle. It's like, we're going to make somebody else beat us, whether it's Kenny, whether it's Dashi, whether it's Hook. We're going to let somebody else beat us. You're not just going to run around and drop 40 in hardpoint because you're playing the timings and you're just bouncing all over the map and we can't find you. And I think a lot of teams are starting to react that way. And you hear pros talking about it as well. Even on the watch party with Scump, they were talking about how, Haci is starting to kind of get figured out. And he's got to learn when to slow it down sometimes, like Real did in those moments. Sometimes you just got to play like a fucking creddy, bro. Just because you're a pro doesn't mean you can't play like a fucking creddy. So we're going to get into some more series. Stay tuned for that. And that was OpTic versus Miami to eliminate OpTic and send them down to the losers bracket. So enjoy the next episodes. Later.